XGF cheated on me the second day after we became official. My 21M life has been in a whirlwind for the past 2 weeks now, to say the least. Luckily, we were only together for 3 months, but everything felt so right and I was so happy with her 19F, but the woman I thought she was never really existed, and that's what hurts me so badly. She told me that this guy was her gay friend and she talked to him about our relationship and looked for advice, so imagine my surprise when I look in her phone and find a video of him ducking her without a scene dom and his CM on her back literally the second day after we became exclusive. Guys, it ducking broke me. So many ducking lies I had been fed by her and I believed them all because I had faith in her. She literally introduced me to her family not 24 hours after she betrayed me in the most evil way, and I still can't even grasp why she did it. It literally makes no sense at all. I'm more attractive than him, I have a better body than him. She told me I was the best thing that ever happened to her and that no one has ever made her feel like I did and that she couldn't imagine living without me. Literally, he only wanted her for her vagina, but I wanted all of her. She was the only girl I desired. I was the first person to ever give her an orgasm. She told me that no guy had ever given her head before and time with me was unlike anything she ever had experienced. I always put her pleasure above mine every time. I have since broken up with her and for a while she begged me to take her back and I really considered it, but the girl I was in love with never really existed. She died the night I found everything. I am just so happy I found out when I did. I cried every day for a week straight, but I can't imagine how I'd feel if it came to light a year later. Now I just feel so lonely, and I miss the intimacy and having someone to love. I guess my question to her is, if I was the best thing to happen to you, and you couldn't imagine life without me, why did you betray me in the most evil way? And why did you continue to betray me every day with all the little lies? I can't imagine ever doing this to someone I claim to love, and I pray it never happens to me again, and I pray I can finally heal and find someone who is faithful and honest with me. TLDR, I'm a wreck right now, and the girl who was supposed to love me completely broke me. Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, be glad it was only 3 months, she was not the person you thought she was. Time to focus on yourself. Redditor 2, run. She doesn't love you. Doesn't respect you. Doesn't value you. Grieve, cry, scream and go through the process. But you don't deserve this. Run, my friend. And learn to love yourself. Answer, I've cut all contact with her and want nothing to do with her anymore. It's just hard for me to grasp how everything can feel so perfect and it all crashed down in one night. Redditor 3, you're young and deserve someone who will respect you as much as you respect them. She was young and dumb and her actions have shown that what she does doesn't match up to what she says. She may have told you all the sweetest things, but it's obvious that it didn't matter that much. That said, take it as a learning experience and move forward. You don't need to be with someone right away, nor do you need to wait a longest time till you start dating again. Do it on your own time and I'm sure the right person will come along. Answer, I'm choosing to view it as it didn't kill me, so it has made me stronger. Update, she's turned herself into a victim. We dated for 3 months and I found out that she cheated on me the second day after we became official and couldn't get over all the lies she fed me about this guy who was supposedly her gay friend, so I broke up with her and haven't talked in about 15 days. I checked her Insta and saw a post on it with a Tumblr-style inspirational quote saying only invest your love in those who stick around, and it left me completely dumbfounded. How do you betray and lie to me and then try and victimize yourself when I can't be in a relationship with you anymore? Update, why did she do it? I can't understand it. She told me I satisfied her completely, our time was unlike any she had ever had, and that being with me made her happier than she had ever been, so why did she do it? I've seen the guy, he's nothing to write home about, I know for a fact I'm more attractive than him. She said she didn't even enjoy the time with him, so why did she continue to lie to me every single day about him? I've been spending a lot of time trying to find the logic in her decisions to lie and betray me, because I really can't understand why she would throw our relationship away for a literal piece of human garbage like that guy. Update, got a text from my ex 6 months later, what would you do? You can see my post history dealing with her cheating a while ago. I'm much happier with my life now and things are going great with my new girl. We're really crazy about each other. Anyways, I got a text on Wednesday from a number I didn't recognize saying I hope you're doing well, I wish you a happy and healthy life, her name, and I just never responded. My first reaction was to just laugh at it because a month after I broke up with her she sent me a smartass message saying my life is really good, Ian, I hope you can say the same, and I didn't respond to that either. I feel complete apathy to her at this point, neither hatred nor sadness like I used to, but I'm wondering if I'm right to just leave her with nothing like I did. Redditor's reactions, story 2 after. Redditor 1, leave her with nothing. Don't upset the new girl by engaging with the cheater. Let the cheater fade into the background. She's looking for your reaction, and the best one you can give her is no reaction. Op answer, yeah, that's what I thought too. I showed my GF the text and we both laughed about it. She not in the dark about anything. Redditor 2, I'd block her with the power of 1,000 suns. Redditor 3, obviously her life isn't going according to plan. She's testing you. Story 2, wife cheated, should I tell the other woman? Important announcement. Before we begin with today's stories, I have some bad news. Sadly, I have to inform you that this channel has been demonetized because of sexual content. Because of production costs, I'm going to stop posting videos on this channel in a few days. If you enjoyed my content, I have a second channel where I'll continue posting daily videos. Highly recommend checking it out, link to my new channel is in the description. Thank you for your support so far and the support you're providing to the community in the comments. Without further ado, enjoy the video. My wife and I have been married for 12 years. We have 2 kids. I have never before this had any reason or evidence to suggest she cheated on me before. But I found out she was seeing another man who she met through church. He is married and has a young child. I think the affair has been going on for a few months and I had been suspicious for a while but stumbled on evidence of it entirely by accident because she was terrible at covering her tracks. Anyway, I am going to try and work through our marriage cause it's a first offense. My wife has broken it off with the other man. My question is, should I tell his wife? She certainly has a right to know and I'm sure is at least suspicious. For my benefit I don't want him to try and contact my wife again because I'm sure he still has feelings for her. I obviously don't want to be the one to tell her, but I would if I had to. Since they run in the same social circles I have to consider the fallout there and the damage to my family it might cause. The easiest thing for me would be to do nothing, but then this guy gets off with no consequences and I become complicit in his infidelity as far as his wife is concerned. Any thoughts? Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, please tell the wife so she can determine her future with this man before she wastes more time with him. Redditor 2, she has a right to know, period. And yes, you would be covering for both your wife and this guy if you say nothing. The fallout is the actions of the ones who cheated. It isn't your responsibility to keep the peace when it has already been broken. Please, tell the wife. Answer, my other thought was to give the husband a chance to come clean on his own terms, which is more than I got. But then at least then I don't have to get any deeper involved assuming he actually does it. Redditor 3, tell them. I was told. It sucked big time to hear it. What made it worse was finding out. The chick he slept with begged her husband not to tell me. My ex actually knew they were going to come clean. So instead of getting to me first, to spin the ducking story, he let this man approach my car as I drive in my driveway. I roll my window down, and he was a DCK towards me and spilled it all out. I'm grateful the kids were not with me. Don't cover for your wife. And when you tell the wife, don't be an ass, and if you have proof, show her. Answer, this all happened very recently, so I haven't done anything yet other than think things over, but if I do tell her, it will be accompanied by screenshots of text messages. Update, marriage in purgatory. Me 38 meters been married to my wife 37F for almost 14 years. Wife cheated over the summer and I found out in October. She said she would break it off. Even suggested counseling, which I thought was a great idea, and we started. Then come to find out on her phone that after a few sessions she was still talking to him. She confessed to me later on that they'd had time during that time, and that's when it really ended. But not by her choice. The AP decided to stay with his wife, so my wife didn't actually choose me. Now they're definitely not in contact, and the fallout resulted in her hating the AP's guts. She feels like she's been used and thrown aside, but that doesn't do me any good. I love my wife and don't want to get divorced, but I have been living in a constant state of anxiety, fighting off panic attacks while I try to keep it together for the kids. And that's not even counting the other regular stresses I have to deal with, like my FD job or taking care of the kids. Wife leaves early for work, which means most days I'm solely responsible for getting them ready and to and from school. Meanwhile, my wife doesn't know WTF she wants. One day she says she wants us to take a vacation together, just us. The next she doesn't think she can stay in this marriage. Like she wants some fairy tale relationship, where someone will constantly tell her she looks beautiful and everything will always be exciting, and yay, that sounds pretty ducking great when you can disappear for a day or two to duck a dude in a hotel room or a secluded parking and leave your husband home with the kids. We have an appointment scheduled with a new counselor. The first didn't work for us, and I don't even think it counts given she was ducking her AP during that time, but I need to be realistic. Every day the chance of a successful reconciliation seems less, and based on reading this sub it was already low to begin with. Today was a weird day where we both have off from work and kids are in school, but she's out having coffee with her best friend. I checked her location, so at least she's honest about that. I stood by her for 16 years through the darkest times in her life, and for that she says she doesn't know if she loves me anymore. I know most comments will tell me the marriage is most likely over and I need to prepare to move on. And they're probably right, but it's not going to make it feel any better if it gets to that point. Bonus, the AP who has definitely cheated on his wife more than once is more likely to reconcile his marriage than I am with mine. Update 12.9, we had a session with a new MC that went surprisingly better than I expected. Even if our marriage doesn't work out, I think I may learn some things about myself in the process. And I'm still trying to find IC, but therapists are booked up everywhere and I'm bound to in-network. I understand I need to have an exit plan and I should start getting things in place if I need it. Everyone that told me I need to leave ASAP, I still understand the situation I'm in and I'm not in any way running back to her with open arms. I haven't forgiven her or even considered trusting her again. I just consider this a temporary stay of execution. Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, I think you need to make an exit plan. No one wants to be a plan B, nor should they have to accept that. I'm sorry this has happened to you. Redditor follow-up, he doesn't seem to want an exit plan. His wife is likely on the prowl for another AP. Redditor 2, you know already what I will tell you, but I think that you still need to hear this. Your marriage is over, whether you divorce her or not, it is over. Your wife made a decision in summer about what is more important to her. Then she stuck to that decision when you found out and gave her a chance. She even sticks to that decision until now. If her AP would have divorced his wife, then she would be serving you the papers faster than you can blink. If the reconciliation with AP's wife isn't working out and he contacts your wife again, then you can't even say goodbye before she is gone. She isn't with you because she wants to be with you, she is only with you because AP wasn't interested in her. AP realized that she is fun to have in bed but not relationship material. You know all you need to know? Stay with her and wait for the next time when she makes the same decision again, maybe then her new AP will not cast her aside. Or get yourself out of this abusive relationship and get yourself to a better place. She feels used and thrown aside. Poor woman, must be really hard to experience the pain she caused others as well. Redditor follow-up, she feels used and thrown aside. Poor woman, must be really hard to experience the pain she caused others as well. Agreed. This is what she did to her husband and the father of her children. She deserves zero sympathy. These are the natural consequences of her actions. Redditor 3, this exact same thing happened to me 13 years ago. I loved my wife to bits, but apparently she did not love me the same way. We tried to make it work for the kids, but it was a farce. Woke up about 2 years ago thanks to meditation and asked for a divorce. Have never been happier after an initial bad few months. Just wish I would have had the courage to do this 13 years ago. Redditor follow-up, similar boat as this, I found out over 3 years ago. Still building the courage and strength to do what I know I need to do. Update, 1 more month to go. If anyone wants to read my post history, go for it, but TLDR is. Wife cheated during the summer, I caught her and she said it was over. We started counseling, but then I found out she was still cheating with him during that time. Then after it actually ended, cause her AP went back to his wife and we resumed counseling, with a different better therapist, but it was pretty obvious shortly after to me we were all wasting our time and money. She was very upset that I couldn't just get over it after being cheated on after 12 years of marriage. Anyway, shortly after that she filed for divorce, not cause I didn't want to, she just had an appointment with her lawyer the day before I met with mine. That's where we're at now. Now is our anniversary and I'm home alone with the kids and she's out with, I don't ducking know who, but she's hit the online dating site both guns blazing, so someone she met on Match.com. I can barely make it through the day and she's been on several dates already, it's insane to me. If everything goes according to what we've informally discussed, she'll not only be out of my house after January 31st, but she won't own it anymore either. The kids will stay here as their primary residence and we'll have 50-50 custody, but realistically it's gonna be a while before she gets her new place set up. Right now I'm just in survival mode. After she's gone, even though we'll still be legally married for some time after, I can start trying to rebuild my life. I feel like I'm gonna learn how to be a person again from scratch, cause she's the social butterfly that made all the friends. I have my first IC session next week. 2021 was rough. 2022 is gonna be rough too, but in a different way. Remember to check out my new channels. Link in the description. Have a nice day. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, I'm glad she had at least the decency to file for divorce. You'll be alright, man. Not now or in a while, but in time you will realize you're better off without her. Op answer, she knew I was going to, she just beat me to it. There are also extenuating circumstances where we need to settle some financial matters before she's able to buy the condo she found and desperately wants. Redditor 2, she wouldn't be coming back to my house. Let her stay with whomever she's meeting. When I found out my husband had cheated, another thing that crossed my mind was that he had the nerve to possibly risk bringing COVID back to me and my kids. Sure, there is COVID risk every day, but being in such a close proximity to someone is worse. As soon as I find a place, I'm out of here. 2022 has to be better. For all of us that have been hurt. Redditor 3, I think your 2022 will be surprisingly good for you. You have the house, it's the kid's primary residence, and this narcissistic tingle-driven cheater will only get 50-50. Redditor 4, please be careful and look after yourself. Her limerence is starting to fade as AP isn't an option at present. And she has recognized that she needs to find another provider because she's shortly to be homeless and won't have your earnings to draw on. There may be more to her hitting the dating sites hard than just carnal pleasure. It's also hard to get past suspecting that AP will reoccur later once the divorce is finalized, but by then it won't be your problem. He has no doubt made promises of commitment to her that she'll soon find out aren't real as he's reconciling. She'll get strung along until she can actually see what's happening. If this happens, then you'll have a contrite wife on your doorstep explaining how she made the biggest mistake of her life and wants to try again. Please be sure to let the OBS know when the divorce is finalized. Her situation will most likely deteriorate once there is nothing to stop your wayward from going after him again. Their reconciliation is likely false, and there's a high chance that WW and AP are waiting for everything to blow over with the divorce to not rock the boat anymore. 2022 will be rough, sure, but also in a good way. You will establish a new normal where you aren't living under siege anymore and can finally give your kids the stability that every child deserves. You will be finally able to concentrate on the people and things that you really care about instead of having to clean up someone else's mess. Your movement will finally be forwards towards normalcy instead of being trapped in the place you don't want to be with your kids in the middle. I wish you well. Op answer, I don't know about the earnings thing cause she makes slightly more money than me. Also, her new condo is within walking distance of the former AP's house, which is a 10-minute drive from our house, surely just a coincidence. Redditor 5, I am sorry that this has happened. Your wife, now, is no longer the woman that you married. She is somebody different. There is an old saying that fits your wife well, and it goes something like this: be careful what you wish for, because someday it may come true. Op answer, for sure. I don't know what happened to her. I can only describe her actions over the past year as some sort of midlife crisis. She's 37, I'm 38. I always thought our marriage had its rocky moments, but if you asked me a year ago if I thought I'd be cheated on, I'd have said no way. Redditor 6, she can continue to be the social butterfly. You just be the home bird. You know which one will fly higher and last longer. Op. She's done quite enough damage to you and your kids. What she does from here on in will be all on her. Well done on not putting up with her crap any longer. HNY, and best of luck for 2022 and your butterfly-free future. Remember to check out my new channels. Link in the description. Have a nice day.